Yo, what's going on, Dragon Ballers? Welcome back to another video. This time we're going over the black cards in Draft Box 5, coming out very soon. A very controversial product being released. We're seeing a lot of that blow up in the Facebook group right now. But guys, we're gonna go over the content of the cards, talk about what's strong, what's weak, give you guys my opinions. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell so you don't miss a video. If you want to help support the channel, lots of ways you can do that down below. We got a Patreon, lots of competitive content for you. Now we are going to move into a new format with Draft Box 5. We've also got the Crosswell TCG merch store. Stuff looks dope, helps out a lot. And finally, guys, if you want to buy or pre-order any of the cards you see in today's video, make sure to use my link down below to TCG Player or Bearded Collectibles. That would help out a lot. With that being said, let's get right into it. So, our first black SR Son Goku Strength of Legends, 9-drop 35k. You're probably never hard casting this guy, but he has a pretty crazy effect. Permanent, only one copy of this card can be played in your battle area, and it can't evolve into other cards. Activate main if you have at least one mono red, mono blue, mono green, mono yellow card in your drop area and have 4 or more energy. Play this card from your hand. Literally, the free play of a 35k body in and of itself is already pretty good. Like, your opponent Chomp the Tricksters, your opponent Mutaitos, you played a 35k for 0 energy investment. That's pretty crazy. The activate main, once per turn, pay 1 of each color, switch this card to active mode, and it gains critical, double strike, and dual attack for the turn. Okay, this card's pretty crazy. I really don't see how good it'll be in draft. I don't think anyone is going to try to draft a 4-color deck, but this actually opens up the possibility of a quad color or a 5-color deck, and I'm actually going to bring you guys that later today on the Patreon, my take on a 5-color deck that I think is actually very competitive. So make sure to check that out later on if you are interested. But nonetheless, I think this is a very cool card. I think at first a lot of people will sleep on it, but I do think it is a pretty powerful card. Sand Shield Son Gohan. We're getting a lot of silver bullets in these black cards. Let's see what this one does. Counterplay, counter attack, 3-drop, deflect, so you cannot stop this. Auto burst 5. When you play this card, activate the skill until the start of your next main phase. You only take 1 damage from double strike, triple strike, and quadruple strike. That's pretty crazy. On a 3 cost, I think that's pretty fair because I don't know, it seems like a lot of the degenerate stuff that's killing people nowadays, it's not double strike, it's not triple strike, and it's really never quad strike. Like, I don't know, maybe this would be a good side deck against Buu if they really lean heavily into that new yellow Jiren. But I think this card is it's a cool card to have. I don't think it's super necessary, but a good card to have. Vegeta, Strength of Legends, 5-drop 30k, double strike, dual attack. They gave him less power than Goku. They always gotta do the boy Vegeta dirty. Activate main, pay 1 of each color, play this card from your hand, then choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, send it to its owner's warp. When this card attacks, draw 1. Not really as good as the Goku. I mean, drawing 2 is nice. Warping a battle card is nice. I don't know. I don't think this card's good as the Goku. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Enraged Eminence Vegeta. 3-drop 20k auto. Choose 3 battle cards. Whenever you cost between 3 and 7 in your drop area. Play them at the bottom of your deck in any order. When you play this card, it gains critical and dual attack for the turn. This card is going to be insane in Hachiyak. I mean, this card pretty much feels like it was printed for Hachiyak. I mean, it doesn't have to put black battle cards back, but still, it just seems really powerful. Also, just like a good generic card against Janemba, it seems like, because you get to refuel your deck while putting pressure on the opponent. That's really cool. Dynamic Blow Vegeta, 2-drop 15k. When this card attacks, draw 1, then choose 1 card in your hand, place it at the bottom of your deck. So, kind of like a cycle effect, get a dead card out of your hand. This is going to be a great card in draft because you do get that cycle effect, and you get to cast this no matter what colors you're playing. That's definitely really good. Shin Noble Supremacy. I never knew that Supreme Kai's name was Shin. That's pretty cool. 1-drop 3k. When you play this card, draw 1. If you have 3 or less energy, when you play this card, activate the skill. Your opponent can't attack with battle cards. Energy cost 7 or higher until the start of your next main phase. So just more good generic black defense that allows you to stave off some kind of degenerate strategies that drop really big beaters really early. That's always good to see. Anti-Laza, the Towering Atrocity. Keep in mind, these cards have all been errated. So we'll keep that in mind as we read this. 5-drop 25k, double strike, barrier, permanent. When this card's placed in a drop area from a battle area or combo area, I believe the errata is like when it's removed from a battle area or combo area, so it doesn't have to specifically go to drop. It's placed at the bottom of the owner's deck instead. Activate main / battle. Choose 1 of your black battle cards, energy cost of 5, and send it to the owner's warp. Play this card from your drop area. This card is very interesting. So people are talking about playing this in Buu. Now, if you were to play this in Buu, it would get a little weird because you have to sacrifice 1 of your 5-drop Buus, and that means you're not going into your 6-drop Buu. Kind of weird. This is good though, however, if you decide to play your Hachiyak out of the drop area. Most Buu players will not go for that play. It's kind of just unnecessary. It doesn't put on the kind of pressure you want to put on. But I mean, you get 2 swings out of that Hachiyak, and then you get another double strike swing out of the Anti-Laza for only 3 energy investment. Pretty solid. It can definitely be pretty good. I like it a lot. I think this card will see play in Buu. And again, if maybe the 6-drop isn't going to end you the game right then and there, instead of going into the 6-drop, you go into this double striker for 25k. Maybe that is what they need to end the game. That could actually work out. Impregnable Fortress Anti-Laza, 5-drop 30k permanent. This card can't be switched to rest mode by the opponent's skills. Auto burst 4. When this card attacks, choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards and send them to the owner's warps. That's really cool. Attack, remove 2 guys. Burst 4 definitely is going for what this Universe 3 stuff wants to go for, so that's pretty sweet. Pepperoni, Brilliant Inventor, 2-drop 15, auto once per turn. When your opponent activates a counter skill, draw 1. Super interesting here because obviously we're in a very counterplay heavy format. So this card gets destroyed by all sorts of counterplays. I mean, no deflect, no barrier, nothing like that. And if you do like denial of hope this card, it won't technically be in play yet, so it shouldn't have its auto trigger. But I mean, if you can establish it early on in certain matchups, this card can actually be a very cool side deck card. Very, very interesting. Definitely good against topo decks, I guess, to say the least. Secret Technique Pepperoni, 2-drop 15 permanent. When this card's placed in the drop area from a battle area or combo area, place at the bottom of the deck instead. Activate main / battle. Choose one of your black battle cards on your cost 2. Play this card from your drop area if you warp that 2-drop. So they all kind of do those similar things with their respective costs. 4-drop, I'm not even going to try to say this guy's name. Menacing Assassin. 4-drop 20k, triple attack revenge permanent. This card can't attack leaders. This is pretty cool. For a 4-drop 20k, you get to swing at a total of 3 of your opponent's rested battle cards. And then if your opponent ever wants to kill this thing with a battle card, they have to deal with revenge. And their 15k leader won't deal with this battle card. This is a very, very cool design card. I like it a lot. Same guy, Ultimate Robot Fusion. 4-drop critical. Activate main once per turn, burst 3, draw 1. Again, very cool. A 20k that draws 1 once per turn. And this thing, you know, has a decent likelihood to stay on the board for a little while. And it crits. That seems like a very, very strong draft card. Katsuki Mechanical Courage. This is a card that a lot of people are talking about. Activate main, pay 1. Remove this card in your drop area from the game. Choose up to 2 of your cards in your hand. Place them at the bottom of your deck in any order. Draw the same number of cards you placed at the bottom. Then, for the rest of the turn, if the opponent plays a battle card of 20,000 power or less, they choose 2 cards from their hand and send them to their warp. So this will basically punish any deck that's playing Arrivals, any deck that's playing counterplays with bodies, any deck that's playing Topo. This card punishes that type of defense. So people are saying this is going to be a very good aggro card. It's pretty interesting. I think you can actually play this in just about any deck. I don't think you have to be playing an aggro deck, because a lot of times when you're playing a certain deck, you are going to be worried about those types of counterplays, topos, no matter what you're playing. And even if you're playing a mid-range deck, like I don't think Control will play this, but I think mid-range and aggro can definitely play this. This card seems like really stupid powerful, so I'd highly recommend picking this up as early as possible if you can manage to get it at a cheap price. Next up, guys, we've got Panchea Robo Warrior, 2-drop 15, auto burst 2. This card attacks, gains 5k for the turn. 2-drop 20k attacker, not bad. Great card for draft for sure. Bionic Battler Bolerator, counterattack, 2-drop 15k. Negate the attack, play this card, then choose one of your opponent's battle cards when it costs a 1 and send it to the owner's warp. Normally I'd say this is kind of unimpressive, but I mean, when you're in a format where you have like Frieza's Death's Embrace, then you have the new Basil coming out of this set, the other 1-drop, like you have really high value 1-drops now in the game. This card actually just pick up a good amount of value, because once you warp those 1-drops, there are very few ways to get them back. Okay, we got a whole Cataplegia chain here, and I want to start at the bottom, so we're going to jump around a little bit. Cataplegia, Universe 3 Policeman, 1-drop 5k. When you play this, look at top 7, add any U3. So keep in mind that does not only look for black ones. I don't remember what all the other U3s are in the game, but there are a few other ones. Cataplegia, Sonic Justice, EX Evolve for 1 energy with over another Cataplegia with an energy cost of 1. Dual attack barrier, auto pay 1 with an opponent's battle card with energy cost of 4 or less attacks. Negate the attack, then negate the skill for the turn. So basically getting that mana sink of a negate almost. Pretty solid, but this does have barrier, so it does have protection. Now as we go up into the next part of the chain, Cataplegia, Righteous Fury, 5-drop 25k, crit double strike. EX evolves over the previous Cataplegia for 2, and auto when you play this card, draw 1, then choose one of your opponent's battle cards, send it to the owner's warp. Next up, we go to Cataplegia, Envoy of Justice. EX evolve for 1 over the previous Cataplegia we saw with an energy cost of 5. Crit, double strike, dual attack barrier. When a card evolves into this card, switch it to active mode. So let's count up the total energy cost here. We have a 1 drop, we have an EX evolve for 1, so that's 2 energy. Then we have an EX evolve for another 2, that's 4 energy. Then we have another EX evolve for 1. So for a total of 5 energy, you can slowly, and it'll probably be over the course of a few turns, not just all in one turn. You'll slowly evolve up into this big Cataplegia, and he actually has protection on his own. He seems really, really strong. This could actually be a pretty solid type of deck for a mono black strategy. That's actually really, really cool. I like that evolve chain a lot. Universe 3 has a 3 drop 30k vanilla. You definitely 110% want this card in your deck for draft, no matter what colors you're playing. 3 drop 30ks are awesome. Nigrishi from the shadows. This is just one of those same replacement effects. You get rid of a 3 drop in your battle area, you play it from the drop, and when he leaves the battle or combo area, he goes back to the bottom of the deck. Precho, 1 drop 10k. Vayara, Everlasting Assault. He is a 20k critical and a 4 drop generic. You'll probably want this in your draft deck as well, no matter what colors you're playing. And same idea, replaces a battle card on your board, goes back to the bottom of the deck. Miyako, the shapeshifter, blocker, revenge, barrier. Okay, this is really cool. I mean, we're at a kind of a point in the game now where like revenge blockers or barrier blockers are kind of outdated. They're not super great, but having a generic blocker, revenge, barrier that any deck can play ever if the situation calls for it, this is very cool. I'm very, very happy about that. Eerie, intellectual supremacy, 1 drop. When you play this card, draw 1. Very simple cantrip. In draft, you will 100% want any and all copies of this card you're able to get. Jiren, survival of the fittest, 2 drop 15, counterplay. When you play this card, draw 1, and cards in your hand can't be returned to your deck by your opponent's skills for the turn. So I don't know if this has really big applications in draft. I don't know how many cards in the draft box off the top of my head are putting cards back into the deck, but this is an anti-Gogeta 7 card, anti-Chain Zeno card. I couldn't be any happier. I've hated both those types of strategies for a long time. They haven't been super relevant recently, but I mean, I guess better late than never, right? This is really cool. Vuion the Righteous, 1 drop 5k, activate main once per turn, burst 2, pay 1. This card gets plus 10k until the start of your next main phase. Weird effect. I mean, you can make it a 2 drop 15k beater, but during your opponent's turn, it's going to be vulnerable to dying because it'll only be 5k. Or I guess it's until the start of your next main phase. So, I don't know. Kind of weird. Rehearsal, the Righteous, 4 drop 20k. When you play this card, draw 1. Then your opponent chooses 1 card in their hand and sends it to the warp. Auto Sparking 5. When this card attacks, choose 1 leader card and 1 battle card other than this card. They get 5k power. Another great generic card you're going to want in your draft deck for sure. Just giving 2 other beaters the plus 5, getting a draw, removing a battle card. This is actually an amazing, amazing card you're going to want to draft if you're trying to win a draft event. Protector of the People. This card's really cool. Counterattack, negate the attack. Choose 1 card in your hand, place in the drop area. If you do, choose 1 of your leader cards and it gains the following effects for the turn. When it's attacked by a battle card, gains 5k. So that's really cool. That's basically an auto that will trigger every single time it's attacked. It'll get basically a free 5k combo. That's really awesome. This next negate, also really awesome. Not even a scratch. Counterattack, negate the attack, activate main, pay 1, send this card from your drop area to your warp, draw 1. Again, we're seeing mana sinks really, really bolstering in this draft box, in this format. It's going to be a very, very strong negate. If your deck has no better negate to play, you're probably playing not even a scratch. Universe 3 assemble, 3 drop, activate main, burst 3, choose up 2 black battle cards with energy cost 2 or less in your drop area, play them with their skills negated for the turn. 3 energy, you get 4 drop with the battle cards. Very good. Gonna be good if you are playing a Universe 3 based draft deck. Possibly gonna be good in a Universe 3 based deck, period. Time will tell. Bolo Raiders Elastic Strike, activate main, choose 1 of your opponent's battle cards, send it to the owner's warp, then choose 1 of your battle cards and send it to the owner's warp. 2 drop spot removal. Yeah, you have to get rid of 1 of your own guys, but if you get rid of just like a weenie 1 drop that drew a card you don't care about, you really didn't get rid of anything. So this is actually a very, very good card in that scenario. The final mission, activate main, choose 4 battle cards, energy costs between 3 and 7 in your drop area, shuffle them into your deck, choose all of your opponent's battle cards with 20k power or less, and send them to their owner's warp. Okay, this is really, really good for Hachiyak. I mean, you're just playing that long stall game, you'll get to 4 energy, and tapping 4 is not a big deal, especially if you have all your blockers and some Sparking Negates set up. This card is crazy powerful. Probably also going to be very good in draft. This is a generic board weight. But overall, guys, those are the black cards. I think all we have left are any multicolor cards they decided to print, as well as the campaign rares, which I think are the Gods of Destruction and the Supreme Kais. But overall, I mean, I'm really excited for Draft Box. The black stuff looks cool. I want to mess around with Cataplegia. I'm going to show you guys my 5-color. I'm not used to saying 5-color yet. My 5-color Frieza deck later on the Patreon. Let me know what you guys think about that. Thanks for watching. I will see you next time.